What are these lyrics? Even if you cannot hear my voice, I'll be right beside you, dear. Ah! Hi guys, it's Paul from Crowborough Guitar Tuition and we're back again looking at another Snow Patrol song. This week we're looking at Run, which is a cracking song off their first album and was also covered really nicely by Leona Lewis, but don't tell anyone that I said I actually quite like it. But of course, this version is the definitive version. And again, like some of their other songs, there's not a huge amount to it, but there's a few parts in there to get us going. So we'll start off by looking at that kind of distinctive riff that runs through the verses. So to play that, first of all, we're going to use an open A, and then we're going to put our first finger at the 2nd fret on the D string, and then we're going to put our 4th finger at the 5th fret on the G string. So that might be a bit of a stretch for you. If you're struggling to do that, you'll struggle if you've got your thumb up around the neck here. You want to put your thumb around the back, I find. And all we're doing is we're playing those 3 notes together, strumming them, and then partway through we're moving that first finger up 1 fret from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. So this is how it should sound. Okay, and then for the final chord of that little riff, we're going to keep that 4th finger where it is. We're going to put our 3rd finger at the 5th fret on the A string, and we're going to allow the D string between those 2 fingers to also ring out open. And then we're going to put our 1st finger on the G, that 3rd fret on the E string. So those 3 things, those kind of 3 sections together. Then there's a little lead part that plays over the top of this section. You can do it with 1 finger and it's all on the G string. So we just start on the 9th fret, we go to the 7th, and then we go down to the 4th and the 2nd. So just a little bit slower. So you can probably hear there's some slides in there, so we're sliding between those notes to give them a nice fluid sound. Chorus is really simple, just a whole load of open chords really. So we've got a C, followed by a G, then to an A minor, and then an F. I generally like to play my Fs as a bar chord at the 1st fret. If you like to do the open F, do whatever works for you, either will sound fine. The only other section really to this song then, apart from that, is the kind of solo section with that kind of lead line. So the solo section is played entirely using octaves, and most of the time they have their root on the A string, although it does go down onto the E string as well. But you put your 1st finger, starts off on an F octave, so you put your 1st finger at the 8th fret on the A string, and your 3rd finger at the 10th fret on the G string. So you're going to use that back of that 1st finger to mute that D string so you won't hear anything. So if you play those 3 strings together, hopefully that D won't ring out, so you're just going to play them across and you won't get that sound. And all we're doing is we're starting at the 8th fret. This is talking about where the root is, where our 1st finger is. We go to the 8th fret on an F, we go down to the 7th fret with an E, down to the 5th fret with a D, and down to the 3rd fret with a C. So we go. So we're sliding between those notes. And then it does that a few times, and then the last kind of time round that progression, it goes. So all we're doing there really is we're still doing that same progression we did at the start. So starting on the F, E, D, C, but then we're going down to the B at the 4th fret, and then we're going down to the open A octave. So we're going to use an open A string, put our first finger at the 2nd fret on the G string, or alternatively you could move straight to the low E string at the 5th fret and do the same octave. And then finally we go right down to a G octave at the 3rd fret on the E string. And then kind of back up. You just work your way back up, and ultimately you finish back on that C. So hopefully you can see, you've heard what all the notes are. I'll go slowly through that line so you can follow it. So it does it a couple more times than that. You can listen to the song and work out how many times you need to repeat around that section. But that is the song in its entirety. It's really quite simple, just a riff for the verse, 4 chords across the chorus, there's that little lead line, and then you've got this solo section at the end. You can do that, play the whole song. It's a great one to play, really nice anthemic one. So hope you enjoyed playing that, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Hi guys, thanks for watching. For more guitar tips and video lessons, click on the subscribe button down below and let me know in the comments what songs or video lessons you'd like to see. If you want to keep up with some of our news, you can like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, or you can always check out our website, crowboroughguitartuition.com.